A nation divided, the post-Civil War landscape. The year was 1865. The American Civil War, a brutal conflict that had torn the nation apart for 4 long years, had finally come to an end. The Confederacy lay in ruins, its economy shattered, and its social order upended. In the North, victory brought a mix of relief and uncertainty. The cost of war, both in human lives and resources, had been staggering. The assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, the man who had guided the Union through its darkest hour, deepened the sense of loss and apprehension. As the nation grappled with the daunting task of rebuilding itself, it looked to Lincoln's successor, Andrew Johnson, to lead the way. The challenges facing the nation were immense. The South lay in ruins, its economy shattered and its social order upended. Millions of newly freed slaves were now faced with the daunting task of building new lives for themselves in a society that had long denied their basic rights. The question of how to reintegrate the former Confederate states into the Union was a subject of intense debate. Some argued for a lenient approach, seeking to reconcile with the South as quickly as possible. Others, known as radical Republicans, demanded harsh penalties for the Confederacy and insisted on full civil and political rights for African Americans. From Taylor to President, the rise of Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson, the man who found himself at the helm of this deeply divided nation, was a figure of humble origins and a complex, often contradictory character. Born into poverty in Raleigh, North Carolina, in 1808, Johnson's early life was marked by hardship and limited opportunities. He received little formal education and worked as a tailor's apprentice to help support his family. Despite these challenges, Johnson possessed a sharp intellect and a burning ambition. He taught himself to read and write, studied law in his spare time, and developed a powerful speaking voice that would later captivate audiences on the national stage. Johnson's political career began in Tennessee, where he served in a variety of local and state offices, including congressman, governor, and senator. Throughout his political career, Johnson championed the cause of the common man, earning a reputation as a staunch defender of farmers, laborers, and small business owners. He was a fierce critic of what he saw as the excesses of the wealthy elite and the planter aristocracy. However, Johnson's populist views were often overshadowed by his deeply held beliefs about race and states' rights. A Southerner in the White House, the accidental presidency. When Abraham Lincoln chose Andrew Johnson, a Southern Democrat who had remained loyal to the Union, as his running mate in the 1864 election, it was a calculated move to appeal to voters in both the North and the South. Lincoln's assassination, just weeks into his second term, thrust Johnson into the presidency at a pivotal moment in American history. Initially, there was hope that Johnson, a Southerner who had opposed secession, could help bridge the divide between North and South. However, his vision for Reconstruction would soon put him on a collision course with the radical Republicans in Congress. Johnson's approach to Reconstruction, outlined in a series of proclamations and policies issued in the months following Lincoln's death, was marked by a spirit of leniency towards the defeated South. Johnson believed that the Southern states had never truly left the Union, and that they should be readmitted as quickly as possible with minimal federal interference. He issued pardons to thousands of former Confederates, allowed them to form new governments, and largely left it to the states to determine the fate of newly freed slaves. In the aftermath of the Civil War, President Andrew Johnson faced a nation in turmoil. His approach to Reconstruction was marked by leniency towards the South, aiming to quickly restore the Union. However, this leniency clashed with the radical Republicans in Congress, who sought more stringent measures to ensure civil rights for freed slaves. Johnson's policies led to a fierce political battle, highlighting the deep divisions within the country. As Johnson's presidency progressed, he found himself increasingly at odds with Congress. His vetoes of key Reconstruction legislation were overridden, and his attempts to remove Secretary of War Edwin Stanton led to his impeachment. Johnson became the first American president to be impeached, narrowly escaping removal from office by just one vote in the Senate. This period was marked by intense political strife and a presidency under siege. Reflecting on Andrew Johnson's legacy, historians often debate his impact on the Reconstruction era. While his lenient policies aimed to heal the nation, They also allowed for the rise of discriminatory black codes and delayed civil rights progress. Johnson's presidency is a complex chapter in American history, illustrating the challenges of reunifying a divided nation and the enduring struggle for equality.